Hi, my name is Zach Carter. I work for Dr. Trish Leigh at Porn Rewire, and today I wanted to talk to you about what we can learn about Amber Heard's recent court loss, porn recovery, and relationships. Now, none of that seems to go together initially, but let me square that circle for you real quick. So just give me one sec. So first, if you haven't heard about this trial, most people are talking about it. All the news stations are talking about it. Social media is talking about it. Basically, in a nutshell, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard got married, had a very volatile relationship, ended in divorce. After some time, Amber Heard wrote an article that didn't specifically name Johnny Depp as the person who was abusive to her in her relationships, but it kind of insinuated it. And what ended up happening was Johnny Depp ended up losing out on, supposedly lost out on a lot of different movies, different opportunities because people believed that he was abusive. So what we're talking about today mainly is that Amber Heard lost that trial and Johnny Depp was awarded millions and millions of dollars. So I want to talk about one of the main reasons that she lost and how it applies to you, how it applies to porn recovery, how it applies to your relationship. So when we watch the trial and the things that happen, one of the major factors why Amber Heard lost is that she was caught lying repeatedly while she was on the stand. And a lot of times it was about situations that were highly embarrassing. So, for instance, one of the most notorious things that happened, I'll try not to get too explicit with it, but she was accused of defecating on their bed. Different witnesses verified it, and when she was on the stand, she said it didn't happen, it didn't happen, it didn't happen. And all these witnesses came in and said, well, it actually did happen. And so she was caught in an embarrassing lie. Now, instead of taking it as an opportunity to say, you know what, this situation happened, I wasn't in a good place, I was in this crazy abusive relationship, but, I did some things that I'm not proud of. Instead of that, she said, no, that never happened, it wasn't me. So that happened numerous times where she lied. And then ultimately, when the jury looked at the big question, did Johnny Depp do these things? Are these accusations real? They didn't believe her in the moment that she needed them to believe her, that she was abused and all these bad things that happened to her due to Johnny Depp. How does that apply to you? How does that apply to me? How does that apply to porn? How does that apply to relationships? So when we're in relationships, my mentor always says there are two things you need to be sober. You need to be brutally honest, and you need to do whatever it takes to get sober. So one of the aspects about the relationships that you're going to be in is that you need to be brutally honest. Even in situations where it is very tough to be honest. So I'll give you an example from my own life to show you where I had to be brutally honest and how it benefited me in the long run. So when I was dating my now wife, I had locked down my phone so that I couldn't get access to pornography. So I didn't have a laptop, so I couldn't get it through there. The last thing that I had access to was a TV and a DVD player. So what I would occasionally do is I would sneak into Walmart, buy a movie or rent a movie that I didn't, I shouldn't have watched that had explicit material in it. And that's kind of how I got my porn substitute since I wasn't watching porn itself. So on one of these occasions, my wife lived in one house, I lived in another. I would hang out with her until nighttime came, and then I would leave and I would go home, but I had a Walmart right by my house. And so I would stop by that Walmart and pick stuff up. And so on one particular night, I stopped by the Walmart and my wife calls me. Now, it's usually strange if I don't pick up because she knows about the time it takes me to get home and she needed to ask me about something. And so I picked up the phone and she heard the music playing in the background. Oh, where you at? And I was like, well, I'm at Walmart right now. Oh, okay. Are you like picking up food? Are you picking up some treats? She knows I like sweets. You picking up something sweet to eat? And I was like, not really. Now, the reason I was saying these things was because I told myself in the relationship I was going to be honest with her. At the very least, I wasn't going to lie to her. And so she was like, well, why are you in Walmart? And I couldn't find a way around that question other than telling the truth. So I told her, I'm here picking up a movie I shouldn't be watching. Obviously, that led to some hurt, and we had to repair a little bit. Unfortunately, that wasn't the last time it would happen. I ended up doing it about 2 more times, and same thing happened. She called me while I was there, and it didn't go well. But I was honest in those hard times. Ultimately, one of the benefits was I didn't do it anymore because I was like, shoot, man, I don't want to keep hurting this girl. I don't want to keep hurting her by doing this. But what it also did was it put trust in the bank for later on. So we did what was called a rupture and a repair, where we rupture the relationship initially, but then we repair it and come back stronger. It's like breaking a bone. It's like a relationship. It's like breaking your relationship arm. We broke it, had to give it some time to heal. It took some time to heal, but when it came back, it healed stronger. It was more sturdy. Fast forward a few years, and I'm in a much better place. I've been sober. I'm watching this movie that I didn't realize had some content in it that was a little bit more explicit, and it just so happens that a scene came up, and my wife happened to see that I was watching this, and I fast forwarded it really quick, but she asked me about it. What's going on? Why are you watching this? What's going on with this content you're watching? And, in that moment, I was able to say, hey, look, I didn't know it was there. As soon as it came up, I fast forwarded it. And when I told her that, she's like, okay, sounds good. Why did she let that go so quickly? Well, it's because I did the difficult immediate thing of telling the truth. Instead of lying that made it easy in the moment, in my past, I told the truth in the moment. And when the future comes and when I need her to believe me, hey, I'm not watching stuff I'm not supposed to be watching, she can believe me, right? So this is how Amber Heard's court trial applies to you as a person who's trying to get out of porn addiction and trying to improve their relationships. You got to do the tough thing. You got to be brutally honest, even when it sucks, even when it's embarrassing, even when it hurts, even when it's going to hurt her a little bit. You have to tell the truth, because over the long term, it's going to benefit the relationship. You're going to rupture and you're going to repair. Okay? So that's the main thing I wanted to talk to you about today, was telling the truth, being honest, improving your relationships through the truth, and doing it even when it's hard. If you need help, if you want someone there for you while you're trying to overcome your porn habits, your sex addiction, there's going to be a link underneath the video where you can click and you can sign up for coaching with me. And I highly recommend you do it. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you get out of this thing. I'm going to help you improve your relationships. And this is just one of the many components that we would talk about. Okay? So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.